those things. And if you can remember, we did WSDL, Web Services Definition Language, and then SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol, and REST, Representational State Transfer. These are the theoretical parts that you need to understand clearly. So if you have any questions in these parts, right? So the things I've mentioned now, you can clear it up within this week. Any question that you can have, you can ask even by sending a message to the chat, right? I don't mind. I can explain it from the beginning. So yes, there are some small parts that we need to cover up in REST APIs that we did, the practicals that we did last week. We'll cover up those things today, and we'll keep the next week to solve problems that you have, right? So any questions so far in these practicals? Did you try to do these things again? Maybe
පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා.
ඔව්.
දැන් අපි API කරන්නේ text API එහෙම. එතකොට ඒවයි මේ cookies අතරයි මොකක්ද තියෙන සම්බන්ධය?
REST API සුයි cookies අතරේ කිසි සම්බන්ධයක් නැහැ. right? සරලම කතාව ඒකයි. අපි REST API එක use කරනවා, අපි sessions වත් cookies වත් use කරන්නේ නැහැ ගොඩක් දුරට. right? එතකොට cookies අපි use කරන්නේ නැත්නම් අපි website එකට log වුණා, මේ website එක මොකක් හරි temporary information එකක් user ගේ browser එකේ store කරගන්නනේ.
ඔව්.
එතකොට REST API එකක් කියන්නේ තනිකර server side එකේ තියෙන එක. right? එතකොට අපි server side එකයි client side එකයි කියන්නේ අපේ website එක HTML පැත්තයි REST API පැත්තයි connect කරනකොට සමහර විට client side එකේදී අපිට අර විදිහටම cookies store කරගන්න වෙනවා. එහෙම වෙන වෙලාවල් තියෙනවා. right? And when it comes to the server side programming to REST APIs, we don't use cookies at the server side. Server side එකට cookies මුකුත් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැහැ. අපි cookies පාවිච්චි කරනවා අර සාමාන්‍ය වෙබ්සයිට් එකක් ඩෙවලොප් කරන විදිහටම client side එකේ විතරයි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ HTML JavaScript වල level එකේ විතරයි අපි cookies පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. right?
හරි සර්. thank you.
ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට හිතන්න කාදීසිය මොකක් හරි user ගේ information එකක් නැත්නම් user remember me කියලා දාගන්න කිව්වා කියලා login එකේදී login වෙනකොට remember me කියන ටික එක ක්ලික් කරොත් අපි user ගේ information cookies වල තමයි store කරගන්නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. එතකොට REST API එකේදී එහෙම කිව්වොත් අපි front end එකේදී user cookies store කරගන්න front end එකේ. හැබැයි ඒක back end එකට, ඒ කියන්නේ REST API එකේ පැත්තට ඒක කිසි බලපෑමක් නැහැ.
හරි සර්. අර සර් cookie inject කරලා එහෙම මේ ඒක දේවල් කරනවා නේ ඒකයි.
නෑ cookie inject කරන එකට අපි website development වල ගන්න මේ basic ම approach එකනේ CSRF කියන්නේ අහලා තියෙනව නේද?
ඒක නම් අහලා නැහැ සර්.
right. අපි website එකක් develop කරනකොට අපි form එකක් handle කරනවා. අපි form එකක් handle කරලා information back end එකට යවනවා නම් අපි අපේ site එකේ front end එකේ set කරන CSRF cookie එකක්. CSRF කියලා කියන්නේ එකට. ඒ CSRF කියන්නේ token එක. unique token එක. එතකොට හැම වෙලෙම back end එකෙන් බලනවා ඒ token එක මෙයා එවලා තියෙනවා කියලා. ඒ token එක එවලා නැත්තම් back end එක access කරන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක වෙන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය අපි PHP use කරලා සාමාන්‍ය website එකක් කරනකොට without using this web servers or REST APIs or anything. So in that case, for such cases, we are using CSRF to ensure that there's no cookie injection or anything like that, right? But when it comes to REST APIs or web services, because we don't use any cookies, that means that we don't have to use such precautions for cookie injection and those kinds of security vulnerabilities, right?
Sorry, sir. Thank you.
Right. Any questions like that from anyone else? And also, you have to do some group work using web services. Group assignment, I will be giving that to you maybe on next week. Oh, I will upload the assignment. you can get together into the groups with four members in one group, and you can do that assignment. I'll be uploading that to your LMS before next week. So in the meantime, if you have any questions in this regard, you can ask before starting the session. There's a question asking final exam result මොනවද එන්නේ? Right, final exam result you will be getting from you will be getting basically from service oriented architecture, 10-tie architecture, 3-tie architecture, those things, and then web services governance, the planning governance, operational governance, those things we did initially first 2 weeks again. And then from XML, right, features of XML, advantages, disadvantages, and those things, right? And this service oriented architecture, SOAP, and these things you will be getting from XML side. And then XML DTD and XSD, data type definition and XML schema definitions. And then afterwards you will be getting some questions from these RESTful web services and those things, right? REST API implementation kind of small questions, some practical things and theoretical parts also. Those are the things that basically you might get in the exam. Nothing more than that, right? There's no practical sessions for exams, right? There's no practical sessions for exams, but you might get few questions from the practical side, like Ajax and JSON, those small practical stuff, like the methods in REST APIs, practical things you might get or you might not get. Right? No practical sessions for exams, final exams, but you will be asked few practical questions that to make sure that you understand things. Right? So if you have any more questions, I'll give you 5 minutes to clarify, then I'll start the session. You can message it to chat. Chat එකට එවන්න කාටවත් පේන්නේ නැති වෙන direct message එකක්. So I can answer. Is exam online? I don't actually know. Right? Still, you don't have any online exams. I don't think it will be online. Exam will be like the usual exams that you have, but it might take some time due to this situation in the country due to COVID. So, අදේට මනම් exam තියෙන එකක් නෑ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ. ආපහු universities open කරන්න වෙයි මොකද? University is planning to conduct online exams. Then this might be online. I'm not aware of that thing. The university is planning to conduct online exams. I'm not aware of that thing. So if so, then this also can be online.
සර් මේ හෙට මීටින් එකක් තියෙනකෝ එහෙම වුණොත් මේ හෙට දැනගන්න පුළුවන් නෙවෙයි.
ඔව් හෙට අපිටත් මීටින් එකක් තියෙනවා කිව්වා ලෙක්චරර්ස්ලට. කියයි හෙට එහෙම තියෙනවද නැද්ද කියලා නේ.
ඔව් සර්.
Right.
දැනගන්න කියන්න සර්.
Okay. හෙට මීටින් එකක් තියෙන එක ඒක ගැන කතා කරන්න දන්නේ නැහැ නේ.
එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැද්ද සමහරට සර්.
Right. Okay, so let's see how this goes. I think sometimes there will be online exams. Actually, at the moment, this Chartered Institute for Accountants, they are doing online exams, and few other private universities also they are doing online exams with these online proctoring tools. So Yeah, there might be. Let's see. Right. So assuming you don't have any questions regarding anything else, I'll be doing the practical session that we did last week also. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ codes පේනව නේද?
පේනවාස මොබයිල් එකෙන් ඉන්න කායට කොහොමද දන්නේ?
මොබයිල් එකෙන් ඉන්න අයට කොහොමද දන්නේ? Right. මම තව චුට්ටක් size එක වැඩි කරා. Actually, I know some of you have your laptops are not working and there are things, but it's better if you can do these practicals, right? So let me know if you can't see from mobile, and if you have any problems with your laptops, if you need any help to get them fixed or anything like that, just message me. I'll see what I can do about that, because I know some large vendors in Sri Lanka who do repairs and everything. කාගේරේම laptops කැඩිලා එහෙම තියෙනවා නම් හදාගන්න දෙයක් නැතුව මට පොඩි message එකක් දාන්න. I'll see what I can do to help you, right? Right. Okay, so last week we did this, we studied about jQuery and Ajax, right? Ajax means now we have right. So we have the server side in one end, and then we have the client side in another end, right? So client side is separated from the server side, right? So there's no interconnection between the client side and the server side. Server side is there in somewhere else, maybe on some data center, or maybe on AWS cloud, or maybe on Google cloud, or somewhere else, somewhere so far. And we have the user interface or web server hosted in somewhere else, maybe in our local server, or maybe in our what you call another cloud server, right? So we need to establish a connection between these two interfaces, right? Client side is server side athare apita connection එක establish කරන්න ඕනේ, right? Or else let's say our client side is an ATM machine. අපේ client side එකේ ATM machine එකක් කියලා හිතමුකෝ. එතකොට ATM එකකින් නම් අපිට මේ server එකේ තියෙන web service එක එහෙම නැත්නම් REST API එක, we need a way to communicate in between this ATMI and the web service, or this client side and the web service, right? To establish this connection, we can use asynchronous JavaScript and XML, right? So we call it asynchronous JavaScript and XML, Ajax, right? So this is the universal service, or the universal term that we use to that we use to identify the service that we are going to use to interconnect these client sides and server side, or maybe set of server sides, right? So in that case, so here you can see for this connection establishment, right? You could have done this with vanilla JS. So that means core JavaScript, right? මේක අපිට කෙලින්ම JavaScript වලින් මේ code එක ලියන්න පුළුවන්. We call this core JavaScript වලට කියන්නේ vanilla JS කියලා, right? Vanilla JavaScript, that means core JavaScript without any plugin, right? But if I use vanilla JS or this core JavaScript, I would have to write much number of code lines than this. මේකට සෑහෙන codes ගොඩක් මට මේ connection එක establish කරන්න ලියන්න වෙනවා, right? So instead of doing that, I'm using there's this plugin called jQuery, or this is more like a framework. jQuery කියලා තියෙන framework එක, right? One of the oldest JavaScript and most widely used JavaScript frameworks, right? මේක තමයි තිබේ Node.js එකෙන් එන්නත් කලින්. So we have this jQuery plugin. So I have called this jQuery plugin and linked it to our web application. Make up අපේ web application එකට link කරගෙන තියෙනවා. Right? ඊට පස්සේ now once this is linked to call jQuery functions, අපිට jQuery functions call කරන්න. Call jQuery functions, we can use this dollar mark. Right? So as we discussed last week, we can use this dollar mark to refer jQuery. jQuery refer කරන්න අපිට මේ dollar mark use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So here I'm calling jQuery dot මේක මේ විදිහට ලිව්වත් හරි මේ jQuery කියන එක මෙහෙම ලිව්වත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Still it works, but simplify this, I'm using this dollar mark. So jQuery dot ajax. So basically we are establishing asynchronous JavaScript and XML connection, right? So the URL to establish this connection is localhost REST API example post.php, right? So we are establishing the connection with this post.php, right? And then what we are doing is then we are calling this the method to establish the connection, right? So we have to define the method that we are using to establish the connection. So in our case, we are going to read from the REST API. අපි REST API එකේ post කියලා තියෙන post එකට get request එක යවනවා කියන්නේ we are getting all the posts that are available in this particular REST API. මේ REST API එකේ තියෙන ඔක්කොම post එක load කරගන්න තමයි අපි get method එකකින් යවන්නේ. Right? So the method is get, that means we are retrieving or we are reading, right? And the data type that we are receiving here, right? The data type that we are receiving through this Ajax call, asynchronous JavaScript and XML call is data type is JSON. As you can remember, when we are doing the REST API, here we used JSON encode. That means the data type that is being given out from the API is JSON, right? So here also we have to mention the data type as JSON. And then I have set the cache to false. That means each time that we are establishing this connection, the items will be received as what you call fully new items. I mean, each time it is making a new API call. So if I set this to cache equals true, I'm make a true karana. Each time when this web application is accessing our web service, it will not contact the API. Rather than that, it will load these details from the cache. Make a true karana. Have a connection access කරනකොට මේක අලුතෙන් load කරන්නේ නෑ මෙයා. ඒ වෙනුවට මෙයා cache එකකින් මේක load කරගන්න. So I have set this to false because I need brand new content from the REST API, right? Which has not been fetched before. Right. So if this connection process is successful, if the connection is successful, then I'm running this function, right? And inside this function, I'm getting the response. The function is actually I'm getting a response, right? So the response here is the response that we are getting from the post.php. Post.php output, right? So then I'm printing this response to the console to make sure that we are retrieving the data. Right, console එකට print කළා තමයි අපි basically හැම වෙලෙම මේ වගේ connection එකක් debug කරන්නේ, right? If the connection is working properly, that means there should be a output at the console, right? So we are printing it out to the console to make sure that the connection is successful. If the connection is not successful, there will be no output at the console, right? I think you can remember how I told you how to access this console. You can go to Google Chrome, you can right click, and then you can go to inspect. Once you go to inspect, the Chrome Web Tools will load up. So when you go to Chrome Web Tools, on the second tab, you can see the console. Devi tab එකේ තමයි console එක තියෙන්නේ. අපි මේ print කරන ඔක්කොම console එකට තමයි එතකොට වැටෙන්නේ. Right? And then this is the response. So the response is basically a JSON array. අපි මෙතනදී output කරන්නේ REST API එකේදී JSON array එකක්. එතකොට මෙයා ගන්න output එකත් JSON array එකක්ම තමයි. Right? So then we can loop through this JSON array with for each loop, right? I think you're familiar with the for each loop. For each means it will loop through each and every loop available in the variable, right? So the response කියන variable එක දෙන හැම record එකක් ගන්නම මෙයා loop කරගෙන යනවා. මේ for each කියන එක දුන්නාට පස්සේ, right? So for each function, row means each row, right? For each row, right? හැම row එකක් ගන්න මෙයා loop කරගෙන යනවා, right? So Then we are appending to this post container, right? So the post container is this division. මේක තමයි ID එක post container කියන්නේ jQuery item with this ID, right? That is what it says. jQuery item with this particular ID. So hash means ID. ඔයගොල්ලෝ CSS කරද්දී මතක ඇති hash කියන්නේ ID එක, right? So hash post container means we are referring the division called with the ID post container. Post container කියන ID within division එක, right? So post container dot append. Append කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? We are adding the value to the end of the element list available in this post container. මේ post container එකේ ඇතුලේ අන්තිමටම අපි add කරනවා අලුත් value එකක්. That is append. Append කියන්නේ අපි අලුතෙන් value එකක් යටටම එකතු කරනවා කියන්නේ, right? So we are appending a value there. So the value is h1, that means the heading tag HTML, plus raw dot title, raw ki title එක plus h1 closing tag, right? ඊට පස්සේ අපි අහව append කරනවා raw dot content. That means මේ raw එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන database එකේ තියෙන content කියන field එක. And then we are, for the moment we are outputting a sample read more link. Then tap sample link එකක් දාන්න, right? So once you load up this thing in your browser, you can see this works fine. මේක මේ විදිහටම වැඩ කරනවා කියලා කියනවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේක browser එකේ open කරගන්න. Right, so we already did this last week, so let me show this to you again. Localhost REST API example. Next up HTML, right? So this is it, right? Let me show this to you. Right, I think you can see now. So this is what we developed. So if you can, if you go to the console or the console, right? If you go to the console, so this is the console. This is the Chrome dev tools. So you can see the console on the second tab. So once you go there, you can see the output in console as JSON arrays. Ara console log කියලා දාපු output එක තමයි මේ තියෙන්නේ, right? So අපි මෙතන බැලුවොත් අපිට බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් දැන් network එකකින් මෙයා post.php කියන එක call කරලා තියෙනවා, right? So he is basically making an Ajax call to post.php, right? So the headers are these things, and then the preview that we are getting, or the response that we are getting from the server side is this, right? So we are retrieving this information and we are making it available here. Right? So if you go to here, the first one is post.php and the second one is category.php. So post.php again, post.php right? Post.php post right? So this is how you get. That means this is how you read. So today we will do how are we going to make, or how are we going to create a record. Api record da create karana. Right? So for that you have to create a form. As an ID. Right, and then you can have a form. ID equals let's say insert form, right? So we are not going to set anything here. So basically what I'll be doing is I'm going to add some input fields. I think you already know this. I already done it. let's say the category. එතකොට අපිට category කියන database table එකේ තියෙන්නේ එකයි එක name, right? So I'm using required also, and then we'll add a button. It is equal to submit, and then save. Right, so the form is insert category. Right, so if you go to this now, you will be able to see the form, right? So here's the form. So what I need is once I yes, so once I enter new category here. So once I click on save, it should be saved to the database through Ajax, right? मैं make data enter करला save करूँगा, मैं category का category का create करना है through Ajax, right? मैं category create करना है Ajax through, not in the usual way that you do, right? Not by handling usual PHP handle करला नहीं make करना, right? So I need this to happen through usual what you call I need this to happen through this through the usual way. Like a usual theater can Ajax call like make a window again. After me add post request make a window, right? So let's see how to write that code. So we can call this jQuery function, right? So let me write this on the top so you can see. Right, so what is the form ID? Form ID is insert form, right? So you can write this code. So insert form on submit function, right? ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මුලදී curly brackets එක සෑහෙන්න පැටලෙයි, right? මටත් එහෙම වුණා. මේ curly brackets use කරන විදිය ගැන ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මුලදී සෑහෙන්න පැටලෙයි, right? So basically what I'm doing here is jQuery insert form. Hash insert form means the element with ID insert form. So right, so what is the element with ID insert form? That is the form, right? And we call this event driven programming, right? So hash insert form means this form, right? Form dot on submit. That means my form එකේ තියෙන submit event එකේදී you're going to do this particular code, right? මේකේ submit function එකේදී ඔයා මේ code එක කරන්න ඕනේ කියන එකයි මේ කියන්නේ, right? So now what we are going to do is now we are going to call the same Ajax functions, right? So the URL is http localhost REST API example, and this is make a category. So category.php. Category.php. Right. So this is the URL that we are going to call, or we are going to establish the connection with. This is the web service. This is the web service URL that we are going to establish the connection with. Right. And the method is post. Data type is again JSON, right? And then we need to send some values, right? Values or data, right? So we need to send some data. So we are setting a variable called data, and here we can do what we can do is we can call this form insert form dot serialize, right? එතකොට මේ form එක ඇතුළේ තියෙන data ඔක්කොම මෙයා by default server side එකට එහෙම නැත්නම් මෙන්න මේ URL එකට යවනවා. serialize කියන method එකෙන් කරන්නේ මේ form එකේ තියෙන data ඔක්කොම, right? So using this data in this particular form, right? Insert form එකේ තියෙන data ඔක්කොම he will serialize and send it to the server side or this REST API. මේ REST API එකට යවනවා, right? So on success, we can show the response on console like before, right? So this is it. This is how you submit some values to the server side to create a record, right? So what we can do now is we can test this out. Then test karla balana puluwan. Right? Let's say test category. Right? Nothing happened. Api then console එක බලමු. Right? So when you go to the console, there's nothing. Console එකේ අර පරණ data ටිකම තමයි reload වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. There's nothing else. Let me try this again. And once I click on save, as you can see, the page reloads. ඔයගලන්ට පේනවා ඇති. Let me take this. Like this. So as you can see, මම මේක මෙව කරපුවාම page එක reload වෙනවා. The page is reloading. Right? And if you go to the database, you can see මේ category එකේ empty categories ටිකක් හැදිලා තියෙනවා. That means there is something wrong with our code, right? So we have to see what is wrong, right? So when we have some problem like this, we have to isolate the problem from one end to another end. අපි ඔක්කොම එකපාර ගන්න අපි isolate කරගන්න, right? So what you can do here is, the first thing that you can see here is when you go to the database, it is creating, the application is creating some new values, but with no name එකක් නැතුව, right? So first thing I can notice here is, because there's no name attribute එක නෑ මේ form එකේ, right? So I'm setting the name attribute to name because this column name is also name. column එකේ name එකක් name නිසා මම මේකේ name attribute එක set කරනවා name වලට, right? So let's try this again, right? අපි දැන් බලුවොත් මේකට ගිහිල්ලා you can see now the category name is appearing, right? But there's one more problem, right? When you enter something and click on save, the page reloads, right? මොකද enter කරලා ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේක දාපුවාම page එක reload වෙනවා, right? So basically we are developing a single page application using web services. අපි web services වලින් develop කරන single page application. So there can't be any page reloads. So the best example for a single page application is Facebook. So when you go to Facebook, you can't see any page reloads, right? It's basically the same window. ඔයගොල්ලෝ status එකක් දැම්මත් ඒ window එකේමයි appear වෙන්නේ without happening anything, right? So I want the same thing in here also, right? මට මෙතනත් ඒකම වෙන්න ඕනේ, right? So in that case what I can do is I have to prevent this submission. මේ submission එක මට prevent කරන්න ඕනේ. කියන්නේ මේක save කරනකොට page එක reload වෙන්නේ because the usual HTML submission is happening, right? Usually HTML form එකක් submit කරාම page එක reload වෙලානේ submit කරන්නේ. So that's why this is submitting again and again. එකයි මේක තාම submit වෙන්නේ, right? So I can do that by using this prevent default method, right? So I'm taking this as event. This function event, I'm calling the event, right? And I'm preventing the default action on this event, event.prevent default. That means the default action on this event is prevented, right? So whatever thing you do, may submit event එකේදී default and actions ඔක්කොම දැන් මෙයා prevent කරගන්න. right? So if you go here and see again, see, it is not reloading, and we get the message to the console saying success, and we can enter another one, right? So the page is not reloading, right? So that means it works. If you go to database also, you can see everything that you have inserted is here, right? So what we basically did was we created a new form, and we created this new input element called name with ID is equals to name, and the name is also equals to name. And then we call the on submit event of this particular function, right? So insert forms on submit event. So the element is in insert form, which is this one, and we are calling the on submit event of this particular form, right? So the form on submit, we are doing this particular function. මේ function එක අපි execute කරනවා, right? So we are taking this function as an event, right? We are taking this function as an event, and we are preventing the default action of this particular event. මේ event එකේ default action එක අපි stop කරගන්න, right? So default action is not happening. Default action එක නතර වෙනවා, right? And default action එක නතර කරාට පස්සේ then we are calling the usual Ajax, right? So Ajax is this, and the URL is localhost REST API example category.php. That means a category, right? And then we need to, now we are going to create a new record. So creating means the method is put, right? So the methods are get, put, get, post, put, and delete. So if you are creating something, the method is post, right? So the method here we have mentioned is post, and the data type is JSON, and the data that we need to send to the backend in order to create these items. So here this one, the post request of category.php is expecting this post name කියන එක එවයි කියලා මෙයා බලාපොරොත්තු වෙමින් ඉන්නේ. category.php එකේ post කියන method එක, right? So we are sending a new request to what you call, or new request to with post method to this particular API. මේ API එකට අපි post method එකෙන් අලුත් එකක් යවනවා, right? And then on success, right? So we are sending this form data serialized. So here jQuery insert form serialized means මේ form එකේ තියෙන ඔක්කොම data ටික මෙයා serialize කරලා apply කරගන්නවා මෙයාට, right? So on success we are printing out the log to the console. අපි මේක console එකට print කරනවා response එක. Then there is a successful event, right? So you can see the success method here. If this is success, we are printing the console's, the REST API's response, right? So if it is successful, the REST API is giving out the message as success. So it is being printed here, right? So when you enter something, and when you click on save, without any page reload, it is saving these details to the database through the REST API that we developed earlier, right? So this is how we use the post method. Post method එක use කරලා අලුත් record එකක් create කරන REST API එක use කරලා මෙන්න මේ විදිහට, right? So this is the front end that we are developing right now. And last week and week before last week, we developed the back end. Right. Anything that you don't understand?
නෑ වගේ සර්.
නෑ වගේද? Right. Right. So assuming that you don't have any questions, right. So you might want to copy this code. If so, you can do it now. And you need to do practicals. Otherwise, you don't understand this. University එකේම lectures තිබ්බන මේවා කරවන මාසයක් විතර. These practicals. Unfortunately,
ලේසි නෙස් ලැබ් එක කරද්දී.
I can see what you are doing. එතකොට කරන්නේ නැත්te කවුද කියලාත් බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. In my previous university, when I was doing lectures, I did this part for like a month with total practicals, so every kind of situation. හැම incident එකක්ම examples විදියට කරගෙන. But unfortunately, Corona came up. මොනවා කරන්නද නේ? Right, so any questions? මොනවද තව ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද ඉස්සරහට යන්න කලින්? Right, so assuming you don't have any questions, ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ප්‍රශ්න නැහැ කියලා හිතලා I'll be doing the other things. Right, so the next part is edit or the put request. මොකද edit එකක් කරන්නේ. edit එකක් කරනකොට අපිට already දැන් තියෙන value එක අපිට බලන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. If we are editing something, we need to be able to see what is happening now, right? So what is the value that is already there? Right, as an example, if you want to edit this test category or this entertainment category, you should be able to click this and get it here and then edit, right? ඔයගලන්ට හැම කරන්න පුළුවන් ඉන්න එපා හරියන. So this has a bit of a small workaround because now what I need to do is my requirement is I need to click on this entertainment and then I need to get a form here with this entertainment name, and then I'll be basically entering whatever the new category name I want, and I'm clicking on the update button, right? So that is basically what I want here, right? I want to make edit කරනවා, right? So or else yes, let's do it like that, right? So yes, so inside this category කියන එක ඇතුලේ or else we'll do a separate one. අලුත් මේකක් හදනවා edit වලට, right? So this is for edit, right? So for editing I'm creating a new form, edit form or editor, let's say update form. So input type is text. ID is equal to edit name. Name, then again I'm using as name, and this is required. Apart from that, I'm using a hidden field. මෙතන මම hidden field එකක් use කරනවා. Input type is equal to hidden, right? And the ID is category ID, right? And the name is right. So this field is hidden. That means you can't see this one. This is a hidden field. So if you set input type as hidden, that means that is a hidden field. You can't see that, right? So if I go to the HTML document and see this, so you can see the new edit field here, or the edit form here, edit form or update form right? So then again, I'm entering a button here. Button type is equal to submit, and this is update. My button update, right? So what I want to do now here is, when I click on one of these categories, the category value should come to this edit form, and then I can edit its name and click on update. Then it will be updated in the database, right? Understood? මම මේ category click කරපුවාම ඒ category value එක මෙතෙන්ට එන්න ඕනේ. ඊට පස්සේ මම ඒක වෙනස් කරලා update කියන එක click කරපුවාම මේක database එකේ update වෙන්න ඕනේ, right? So that is what I'm going to do here. Right? So let's say how to do that thing. Right, yes. So basically first thing is, මෙතන අපිට workarounds කීපයක් තියෙනවා. මේ category එකක උඩ click කරපුවාම මේ category එකේ name එක මෙතෙන්ට එන්න ඕනේ. That's the first thing, right? So for that right, for that purpose right, so for that thing I'll have to do a little workaround here, right? Okay, so when I'm creating the category, I'm adding a new data ID field here, right? මේක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට චුට්ටක් පැටලෙන්න ඉඩ තියෙනවා. එහෙම පැටලුනොත් මගෙන් අහන්න. Right. Right. So here you can see මම මේ category එකේ get කියන method එක තමයි call කරේ. කියන්නේ categories ටික මෙන්න මෙතන display කරන්න ගන්න code එක. That means the code that I'm using to display the categories on our page. So මෙන්න මේ code එක තමයි මම categories ටික පෙන්නන්නේ. Right. So we did this last week. මේක last week එකේ කරේ. So and we call this Ajax category.php, and the method is get. That means we are getting all the categories available in our database, right? So we are getting all the categories available in our database to our user interface, right? And if this is successful, we are appending this to the category, the element with category, right? මේ category කියලා තියෙන එකට අපි මේ values ඔක්කොම මේ category කියලා තියෙන element එකට අපි මේ response එකෙන් හම්බෙන values ඔක්කොම append කරනවා, right? එතකොට what I'm here doing is, when I'm appending these values, right? So when I'm appending these values to this category, I'm setting an additional attribute. It's data ID attribute, right? මේ data attribute එක කියන්නේ අපිට ඕන වෙලාවක මෙයාව refer කරලා ගන්න පුළුවන් කියන්නේ, right? අපිට data attribute එක කියන්නේ අපිට ඕන වෙලාවක මේ data attribute එක ඇතුළේ තියෙන value එක JavaScript වලින් නැත්නම් jQuery වලින් refer කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට මම මේ data ID කියලා attribute එක custom set කරනවා. එතකොට මේ data ID attribute එක අතර මම දාන්නේ මේ row එකේ ID එක. එහෙම නැත්නම් as you can see the ID in this ID column. මේ ID කියන column එකේ තියෙන value එක තමයි මම මේකට දාන්නේ, right? So let's see what's happening when I set this. Right? මම ඒක set කරපුවාම you can see if I inspect the code here, you can see there's a new thing added called data ID, right? මේ h5 කියන එකට data ID කියලා attribute එක add වෙලා දෙනවා හැම එකටම, right? So I can refer this. Right? So let's see what I'm going to do now. right? So what is the tag of this thing? Right, category එක අපි හැම වෙලේම enter කරන්න එතකොට H5 එකකට. As you can see H5 category means it is an H5. So you can see here also the category means it is category එකක් කියන්නේ H5 එකකට තමයි අපි දාලා තියෙන්නේ, right? So what I need to call here is the H5 or the මට මේ H5 කියන එක තමයි call කරන්න ඕනේ, right? So let's say category H5, right? So here it is, what it means is this is like CSS, right? So the element with ID category and the H5 element inside this category. මේ category කියන element එක ඇතුළේ තියෙන H5 කියන element එක. ඒක තමයි මම call කරන්නේ, right? This H5 element which is inside this element with this category ID, right? මේ category කියලා ID එක category විදිහට තියෙන element එක ඇතුළේ තියෙන H5 කියන element එක call. Right? So like before on click event. So once you click this H5 category එකේ තියෙන H5 එක click කරපුවාම මේ category එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන ඕනම H5 එක click කරපුවාම we are instructing to do this function or perform this function, right? So once you click on this category H5 you need to perform this particular function. මේ H5 කියන click කරපුවාම මේ කියන function එක මම කියන function එක කරන්න ඕනේ. Right? So what I'm doing here is so now if I want to refer this, I can use this. This කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? මෙතන මේ this කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේක කියන එක. මේ අදාළ element එක කියන එක. Right? Whatever the element that I'm clicking. මම click කරන element එක තමයි this කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? So now we can set category ID dot value. Category ID dot val means the value of this category ID. So the category ID is this one, right? මේ category ID කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේක. Right? So category ID කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ අපි අර hide කරපු input element එක. edit form එකේ update form එකේ තියෙන hide කරපු input element එක තමයි category ID, right? So once you click on this category.h5, I'm setting the value of this category ID hidden element to the value of data ID. Right? ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මතක ඇති මම data කියලා එකක් set කරා, right? Before sometime I set a new thing as data, right? මම data I have set a new attribute called data, right? So data ID, right? So I'm calling this the element that I'm click this dot data ID, right? That means the attribute is data, right? Data කියන attribute එක ID කියන attribute එකේ value එක මම මෙතනට ගන්නවා. Right? And then next one is edit name, which is this one, edit name. Value equals value is this dot html. Right? So the first one is this dot data ID. And the second value is this dot html. That means whatever the value in between that h5 tag දෙක අතර තියෙන name, right? So let's see whether this works. It doesn't work when I click on here. I don't know why is that. Right, maybe something wrong with what I have defined here. මුතුනා define කරපු මොකක් හරි ගවුලක් ඇති සමහර විට. So let's put the console log test so we can see if there's any error. it doesn't work. That means there is some sort of error. We need to find out what is that. Let's remove this one and see. Still it doesn't work. Right, what could be the error? Now we have to figure out what is the error here. Let's make it a button. Still it doesn't work. So that means there can be an error. Yes, click is right. Yes, click is okay, but I think I have done some jQuery jQuery code violation here. jQuery podi rule එක violate කරලා තියෙනවා. I think that is the issue. Right. H5 කියන එක එන්න ඕනේ මෙතෙන්ට. I have made a small violation. H5 කියන එක මෙතෙන්ට එන්න ඕනේ. Let's see now. Yes. Now it comes here, as you can see. Right. I think you can see. So once I click on this, it is being changed nicely. Right. मैं एक हमें click करपाम मैं एक वेनस है. So if you inspect it, you can see our hidden element එකත් වෙනස් වෙනවා, right? මේ hidden එක මේක දිහා බලන් ඉන්න. Hidden is also changing, right? The value is changing. Right. So I have done a fundamental jQuery violation here. So if you're clicking on this category and so basically I'm calling an element which is inside this category division. Category can ID division element I'm calling element which is inside this category division, the division with ID category, right? So on click and click what? H5, right? Category on click and clicking what? We are clicking H5, not function. So H5 can H5, right? So basically what I'm doing here is I'm clicking the category on category. I'm clicking the category element inside the category element on click and I'm clicking H5 element. So once I click one of these H5 elements, this function is getting triggered. H5 click function trigger, right? So once this function is triggered, I'm setting the category ID dot value to this clicked items data IDs value. Data ID के value we set करना category ID, that hidden fields value. Hidden field के value we set करना data ID के value. And this edit name fields value. Edit name के field के value I'm setting this to this මේකෙම HTML එහෙම නැත්නම් H5 කියන tag දෙක අතර තියෙන value, right? So once you go here, you can see once you click on new category, the edit names value has been changed to new category, and this hidden ones value has been changed to the value of the ID of or the value of this data ID, right? So that is what happening, right? So now it is done. Then මම දැන් ගිහිල්ලා මේක ක්ලික් කරපුවාම මෙතෙන්ට මේක එනවා, right? එතකොට මම දැන් මේක edit කරලා පස්සේ update කරපුවාම database එකේ මේක update වෙන්නයි ඕනේ, right? So once I click on update, I should be able to update this on the database, right? මම මේක update කරා, මේක database එකේ update වෙන්න ඕනේ, right? So let's do it, right? So here we can call edit form on submit event. Edit form on submit event එක මට මෙතනදී call කරන්න පුළුවන්. So I'm calling the on submit event of edit form, right? So and we have to prevent the default event. So event dot prevent default, right? And then I'm calling jQuery Ajax. So basically the same thing, right? And the method is put. Edit form. Sorry, this is not edit form, this is update form, right? Update form. Sorry, my bad. So update form on submit event. Basically, we are preventing the default event, and then we are calling jQuery, and we are calling the same one, and the method is put, data type is JSON, and the data is update form serialize. So if it is successful, you can do these things, right? So let's run this. I'm not sure whether it works. So I'm clicking on one of these ones. Test name, I'm changing to test name 2. right? So yes, there's no response. ඒ කියන්නේ මේකේ මොකක් හරි අවුලක් තියෙනවා කියන්නේ. There's no response. Response එකක් එන්නේ නැහැ මේකට. That means there is something wrong. Right? අපි බලමු මේ response එක එන්නේ නැති එක, right? So if I go to categories put method, here you can see I'm requesting the ID. මම මෙතන ඉල්ලනවා මෙයාගෙන් ID එක. Right? If I go here, you can see we are looking is set ID, right? So if the ID is set, so here I have not set the ID. මම මෙතන ID එක set කරලා නැහැ, right? So what I can do here is I can define the ID here, but the ID should be dynamic. ID is dynamic. ID is depending on the element, right? So here I have to get the ID value from the element, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm getting the ID from category ID form element. So the category ID කියන්නේ අපේ අර hidden form element, right? Category ID is our hidden form element, right? So I'm getting the category ID from here. I'm getting the category ID, right? So the ID is plus this ID variable. Right? So now we can see, right? So it is this ID variable. So category ID is value. This variable ID is equal to category ID is value, and we are setting it to the category PHP URLs ID, right? So if I go here and test product, I'm setting this to 2, and then updating, still nothing happens. Right. So that means there is something wrong here. Right? So if when we go to the network tab, we can see all the network calls. We console network tab, we can see all the network calls. So I'm going to category.php, which is the latest network call that we are doing. So it is sending everything, but nothing happens here. Right? Yes, nothing happens. So it is sending the values also, but no luck. So that means there should be some kind of error in our API side or our this side. Right. So what could be the error? Sorry, මම මෙතන ID එක add කරලා තියෙන්නේ වැරදි එකට. That can be the reason. Right? මම මෙතන ID එක add කරලා තියෙන්නේ insert form එකට. Right? So that can be one reason. Right? මම මේ ID එක add කරලා තිබ්බේ වැරදි form එකකට. So let me add it again to the update form. Right, and there's an undefined index. What is this undefined index means? Category PHP එකේ එයා අපිට array එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා. That is undefined index name in line 64. Right, so we'll go to the PHP and see. So the error is name. There's something called get එකක් දාලා තියෙනවා, so it doesn't work. Right, so let me set this to post and see whether it works. Still no luck. Right. So there's something basically wrong with the API. So we need to figure out what it is. Right. Everything else is correct from this end, but there is something wrong with the form. One thing we can do here is we can put it to the same place. Right? So that is one way of doing this thing. Without having it here as data, I can get rid of this by doing it like this. Right? So right, putting it like this, right? So that means ID is equal to ID, name is equal to also again name. So the same thing. So if I reload this and do, right? So it is successful, right? So if you go to the database and see, it is changed to test product 2, right? So that means the edit is also working. So once I click on this one and go to change sports, blah, 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 and click on update, then you can see it is updated, right? So again, this one. So if I go here and see, it is also updated, right? So you can see this is a bit of a complex process, right? So you don't need this line. This is a bit of a complex process, right? So first thing is I created a new form called update form, right? So I'm explaining this again, so listen carefully. So first thing is I created a new form called update form. Inside that we have 2 input fields. First is category ID. Second one is edit name, right? So this first field is hidden. That means if you go to this place, you can't see a field called category ID because that is hidden, and its ID is, or the unique identifier for this ID is category ID, and the name for this field is ID, right? And then I have set another field, edit name. So the unique name is edit name, and the name of this field is name, and that is required. And then we have a button called update. So this is the update form, right? So what I wanted next is when I click on one of these categories, right? So this category value should be updated in this field, and the category's ID should be updated in that hidden field we defined, right? So once I click on this, category ID should be updated in this field, and category name should be updated in this field, and the category ID should be updated in that hidden field, right? Category ID update on hidden field එකේ මේක click කරපුවාම category name එක update වෙන්න ඕනේ මෙතන, right? So we have to write a new JavaScript code to achieve that thing, right? So what I did was I went to the place where I'm printing out these categories in the web page. මෙතන තමයි categories ටික print කරන්න මේ category කියන place එක. Right? So here I have added a new attribute called data ID and the rows ID. That means the categories ID from the database. Database category ID කොහොම data ID කියන එකට add කරා. Right? All sorted. Right. And then I wrote a new code, right? So once I click on category, hash category, that means this category division, division click karapuhama, division on click, and the item I should click is H5, right? Me H5 ke thina tags wala ekaka hari click karapuhama So once I click on one of these H5 tags there, that means one of these categories there. Maybe a category click categories of H5 make a click we are triggering this function, right? Once I click on this H5, I'm triggering one of these functions, right? So once this function is triggered, I'm setting the category ID's value to, right? I'm setting this category ID's value to this dot data ID, right? So that means this means the element that I'm clicking on. This the element that I'm clicking on. I'm click element, right? So this dot data ID, right? Data can attribute ID value data ID value, right? So category ID is, so the category ID, which is this field's value is data ID's value, right? And this edit name fields, this field's value is this.html. That means whatever the text in between this H5 tags, H5 tags they got other text edit name value, right? So whatever the text in between this H5 is going to be the value of edit name, right? So once this is successful, when I'm clicking on one of these things, it is being changed, right? So that part is achieved. Now what I want to do is, now when I change this one and click on update, it should be updated on the database. My existing record database update once I click on this, and when I click on update, this existing field should be updated in the database. So this is the next requirement, right? So then I'm calling the update form on submit function. Or insert form on submit update form on submit call and I'm preventing the event. So event.prevent default means I'm preventing this default event of this particular form. Form default submit event. Form reload right? And then I'm assigning variable ID, right? So variable ID I'm assigning the value of category ID, right? You can make it in a value assign variable ID. And I'm assigning the value of edit name. That means the name of this one. That means this one. So its value is updated to variable called name, right? Then I'm running the Ajax function. URL is http localhost http example category.php. ID is equal to this ID and name is equal to this name, which is the name variable, right? Name ID, sorry, variable ID and the variable name. And for update, as you all know, the method is put, data type is usually JSON. And if it is successful, I'm printing out the success response to the console, right? So this is basically what is happening here, right? So once you click on this value is changed and I'm sending the category ID to Vimsara and I'm clicking on the update button. So it says success, right? So once you refresh this, you can see the category ID is changed, right? Understood? So by the end of this session, I'm sending these codes to you. So you have to do this practically and see. So understood up to now? Any questions? All right, so everything clear. Let's take a break. All right, okay. Right, so let's take a 10 minutes break and let's join again at around 7:20. Right?
Okay, sir.
That you don't have any questions in what we did so far. So there's one more thing remaining for us to do. That is the delete one, right? So we did the get one and we did what you call creation, update, and the next thing is delete. So assuming that you don't have any questions in these parts, I'm going to the delete one, right? So what I basically want to do is I want a button called delete here. Delete button. Right? So once I click on this delete button, this item should be deleted. So this category should be deleted from there. Right?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
අපි මේ දෙකක් දැම්මනේද මේ ඉන්පුට්
Oh.
එකකට දාන්න පුළුවන් නේ ඔක්කොම.
ඒකට දාන්න පුළුවන් ඕන්න. මම එකකට දැම්මේ නැත්තේ ඕගොල්ලන්ට පැටලෙයි කියන.
හරි සර්.
Right. You can use the same thing. You can try and remove one of these things and do the same thing in එකේම කරන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Right. So when I click on one of these delete buttons, it should come here. You should be able to delete that particular category, right? So first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this delete button, right? So I'm going to append a new delete button here, right? So category.append button class is, let's say I'm adding the class delete to the button, right? So the button is delete. So when I go there again and see but it looks okay. මං මේ delete button ගොඩක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන blank ඒවා ටිකක් තියෙනවා නේද? ඔය blank ඒවාට තමයි delete buttons ගොඩක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ, right? So yes. So once I click on this delete button, I should be able to delete whatever the category that is here, right? So this is the delete button, right? Delete button has the class delete, right? So what I can do here is I can simply write this code. Right? So category on click. So here it should be not h5, it should be dot button or dot not button, it should be button or either class of that button which is delete. So this can be delete or button, right? Dot delete means the class of that particular item, right? Dot delete means it is a class. Hash means ID, right? So then what I can do here is So I can call Ajax as usual, and right, and right. So before moving ahead, අපිට මෙතෙන්ටත් දාගන්නවා data ID එකක්. Right, like before, we need to add the data ID to button also. Right, button එකකට data ID එක දාගන්න වෙනවා. Right, so on delete, so the IDs should be, variable ID should be, this dot data ID, right? Right. So the method is delete on success, show these things. So let's go to the application and let's click on one of these delete ones. So it is saying there's an error, right? Let's say what is the error. So it doesn't show what is the error. Let's try deleting another one. So it is successful. Maybe when the category occur dependency, right? There can be dependency for this particular category, right? So yes, so the delete works, but there's one problem, right? So you might have noticed it from the beginning. So whenever you change or whenever you delete or whenever you update, nothing of these things are changing. Right? You might have noticed it by now. Right? So what you can do here is, මේ success event එකෙන් පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් අහපුවා මේක ඕනනම් call කරන්න. මේ Ajax එක update වෙන්න කියලා call කරන්න. Right? මේක success වුණාට පස්සේ මේ category එක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් අහපුවා reload කරන්න. Like මේ හිතන්නකෝ update වුණාට පස්සේ delete කරාට පස්සේ මේක වෙනස් කරලා අපිට පෙන්වන්න ඕන නම් delete method එකේ success එකට අපිට දාන්න පුළුවන් අහපුවා Ajax call එක. Right? Can delete take a success කියන එකට අපිට දාන්න පුළුවන් තව Ajax call. We can use this Ajax call for category again. Right? So එතකොට මේක ආපහු අර විදිහට update වෙනවා. Or else you can write a function. So I leave that to you to figure out. Right? ඒක ඕගොල්ලන්ට figure out කරගන්න මම leave කරනවා. You will be able to understand. So once you delete something, the item should be removed from here also. Right? දැන් අපි delete කරපුවා මෙතනින් ඒ ඔක්කොම ටික delete වෙලා අයින් වෙලා ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා. Right? Even if we reload, you can see these excessive items are gone now. Right? As an example, if I delete this and reload also, so only these items are here now. Right? But it is not updating in the same page. So usually when you delete this, it should go off from here, right? So you need to write some additional code to handle that part. So I'm leaving that to you, right? You have to do some testing by yourself and figure out how to do that. So when it comes to delete method, what you can do is you have to get the ID and you are making the Ajax request as before, calling again Ajax request, but the method is, here the method is delete and the data type is JSON. So we have used a couple of methods, delete, and then we have used put, we have used post, and then we have used get. So all four we have used, right? So I think now you have a basic idea of how to handle these REST APIs. So this is the basic knowledge that you need to move forward, right? So the rest of the things, those are platform specific. Like if you're using PHP or a framework like Laravel, that's a separate thing. If you are using something like Node.js, that's a separate thing, right? But still the same theory, same methods, same everything, right? So now according to your platform that you're using, the platform may be Node.js, PHP, Java, whatever the platform that you use, you have to adjust this knowledge and apply it to your things as required. So this is the basic theory behind REST APIs, right? How to develop REST APIs, what are the methods, and how to consume REST APIs. So this is the basic theory, right? So if you are using Ajax with something like AngularJS, there's a separate function for that. If you are using normal core.js, there's a separate set of functions. Or else if you're using something like Java or Android, There's a separate set of calls for AJAX, web requests, right? Or HTTP requests. So those are up to you to figure out, right? So anyways, whatever the platform you use, this is the basic theory, right, of REST APIs or web services, right? So this is how you handle REST APIs. 4 methods: get, post, put, and delete. Right? Understood? Any questions? So based on this knowledge, the knowledge that we have studied here, I'll be giving you small group project as a second assessment and then the exam. Right? Right. So right. So everything clear for you guys? ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද මේ ටිකේ? I know this is a bit advanced compared to things that we did so far, but this is actually the last part, right? So next week we might have to do some question and answers and some revision kind of a thing. So if not, this is basically the end, right? So this is the most advanced thing that you have to learn, but not the advanced thing you have to do when it comes to the industry level, right? ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි ලෙවල් එකට එනකොට මේක නිකන් සෑහෙන සරල දෙයක් විතරයි මේක.
කොහොම අවශ්‍ය තියෙන්නේ?
ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි ලෙවල් එකට එනකොට ඉතින් මේකට එන්ක්‍රිප්ෂන් එනවා, ටෝකනයිසේෂන් එනවා, there are many more things but the same approach, right? මේ approach එකම තමයි. So basically what you can do is you can easily try something like Laravel if you're doing PHP. Right? Laravel වගේ එකක් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට try කරන්න පුළුවන්. MVC architecture එකට තියෙන මේ තියෙන මම Laravel එක කරගෙන යන project එකක්. මේක ඇවිල්ලා asset management system එක. එතකොට මේ තියෙන එකේ තියෙන routes get post, put, delete. Right. So this is how it looks like when it comes to the industry level.
ලස්සනයි සර්.
ලස්සනයි පාට. Right. So this is how it looks basically when it comes to the industry level, but මේකට තද advanced level තියෙන ඕන තරම්. Right. Yeah, මෙතන දැන් තියෙන authentication guards දැන් මේ admin ට authenticate මෙතනින් ඒ වගේ තියෙනවා එක එක දේවල්. So that is much more advanced than what is there in your syllabus. That's the usual way. අපිට මේ industry එකේ තියෙන level එකටම කවදාවත් campus එකේ ඉගෙනන්න බෑ. We are giving you the basic theories and how to use these things, and then you have to go through each and every framework and do whatever the thing you love. Right? Campus එකේදී අපිට frameworks වගේ දේවල් එකට උගන්වන්න යන්න බෑ. මොකද අපිට technology specific වෙන්න බෑ කොයි වෙලාවකවත්. It's up to the student which platform is going to choose, whether the front end or the back end. If it is back end, whether it's going to be like a mobile application. Sorry, if it is back end, if it is going to be PHP or Java or Node.js, and if it is front end, whether it's mobile applications or web applications, that's up to the student. Right? So we can't teach whatever the frameworks, because now if I start teaching some frameworks here, now there are some network students also, right? So that is not going to be valuable for those students. Basically, in a session like this, you need to grab the theories. You have to grab the basic concepts, right? And basically how these transactions happen, how this here to here or end-to-end transactions goes, right? And client server architecture works. That is important to all network, software, and everyone, despite the subject field that they are into, right? So that is what we are trying to cover up through this session. So industry specific, platform specific things that you will have to do, maybe vendor certifications, or else you have to go through some courses, maybe some YouTube videos, or do your own research and development. So that is something that you have to develop for yourself, right? And that is how you are going to be successful in the industry. So that is basically up to you, right? So this is basically what we are teaching at the academic level. And if you need to learn more than that, then maybe we can organize some workshops to do some technology specific things like Laravel or Node.js or Express.js, right? And Angular, those things. Then we can organize some industry specific workshops and all, and do these things. So that's it. Any questions that I can support you with this regard? මේකට අදාළ මොන හරි තියෙනවද ඔයගලන්ට questions, anything? මේකට අදාළ නැතත් කමන්නේ.
සර් RESTful වල මේ මොන හරි disadvantages නැත්නම් security risks වගේ මොනවද හරි තියෙනවද?
like security risks තියෙනවා. vulnerability risks සාහෙන්න තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. So to prevent that, api authentication methods use karana, right? To prevent those vulnerabilities. Basically, one thing that we can do is we can have web application firewalls as usual to prevent this kind of what you call මේ වයිට පස්සේ then you can use authentication like the bearer tokens or JWT and maybe some two-factor and all those stuff. There are several things that you can do to prevent security, but there are security concerns when it comes to REST APIs if you don't have like අපි හැම වෙලාවෙම REST API එකක් access කරන්න දෙන්න ඕන authentication එකකින් පස්සේ sensitive information වලට යනවා. දැන් අපි e-commerce website එකක් ගත්තොත් e-commerce website එකේ products ටික නිකන් view කරන්න දුන්නාට කමක් නැහැ. purchasing කරනවා නම් ඒ level එකට යනවා අපි ඒ routes ඔක්කොම protect කරන්න ඕන authentication එකකින් පස්සේ තියෙනවා. And apart from that we can use SSL, right? අපිට SSL use කරන්න පුළුවන් encryption transactions rather than using port 80. Network guys know, rather than using port 80 we can use port 443 for SSL. And also if possible we can use some customized ports, right? එතකොට මේ කාටවත් trace කරන්න අමාරු නිසා. ඒ වගේ basically the disadvantages are security, but RESTful services are much more efficient than SOAP and XML ones, right? SOAP වලට වඩා RESTful services and performance I think ඉස්සරහින් ඉන්නවා. But nowadays, when it comes to mobile applications, web applications, whatever the things, it is RESTful. Most of the things are RESTful, and there is this new thing called GraphQL. You may have heard of it. GraphQL වල මටත් එහෙම ලොකුවට තාම මේ hands-on experiences මොකුත් නෑ explain කරන්න තරම් මට තාම මේක touch කරන්න හම්බුනේ නැහැ. මොකද අපි වැඩිපුරම focus කරන්නේ RESTful services වලට. GraphQL පැත්ත මට ඇත්තටම බලන්න උනේ නෑ. ඒක much more advanced than RESTful. But actually local knowledge. If anyone is there with GraphQL knowledge, you can share. On the software developers background, if there's anyone with knowledge, you're welcome to share. Even I don't know much about that. So anyways, when it comes to REST APIs, REST APIs ගත්තාම PHP, Java වගේ languages performance පැත්තෙන් ගොඩක් ඉස්සරහින් නැහැ. So as a resolution to that, the best alternative for this real-time applications is Node.js. සෑහෙන performance පැත්තෙන් ඉස්සරහින් ඉන්න Node.js, PHP වලට JavaScript වලට වඩා. asynchronous calls එහෙම නිසා. කොහොමද JavaScript කියන්නේ සෑහෙන trending language එකක්. ඉගෙන ගත්ත කියලා කාටවත් පාඩුවක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. JavaScript ඉගෙන ගත්තාම front end එකයි back end එකයි දෙකම එක language එකෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. There are advantages like that. But so anyways, PHP is easy. PHP වලින් මේවා කරන්න හරි lazy. JavaScript is not easy like PHP, but that's okay. You can manage. As an example, in our organization, we were migrating from this old system to all banking system to this new banking system, right? And actually, අපේ පරණම accounts එකක් migrate කරන්න අපිට පැය දෙකක් ගියා. It was much slower. The application was developed from Java, the new application. So to migration part only, we developed a small Node.js application. අර පැය දෙකක් ගියපු එක පැයක්වත් යන්න කලින් migrate කරලා ඉවරයි. Right. So any more questions? So we'll have a small revision session kind of a thing next week. For the revision before winding up the whole session, then I'll give you the group assessments as well, and then the exam. Then you're done for this module. And I don't know, maybe you're going to have lectures with me in the future semesters also, because I don't have much time to spend on lectures. So let's see. No questions. ප්‍රශ්න නැද්ද? නැත්නම් මොකුත්ම තේරුනේ නැද්ද? Right. So assuming you don't have any more questions, since we have done with this thing, let's wind up the session for the day.